Hello everyone, I am Alka193 and welcome to the 57th Foreverlocke finale. We are in Generation 8, we are in Pokemon Shield, with the hope of adding 6 more Hall of Famers today. This is the team that we will be using, and the team that we have been using from the start of the playthrough. Well, from when we could make them join the team anyway. Mime Jr. joined a little later, I believe. Because Mime Jr. was already at level 25. Alright, we have Temtem Tempo, the Rillaboom, our starter. Does have Grassy Surge. I traded over an ability patch to change its ability, so it was able to make use of Grassy Surge. Grassy Glide has been really nice. Unfortunately, with Grassy Surge, Earthquake it becomes weaker, so it's going with high horsepower, slight inaccuracy. We have Peko-chan. I really like Peko-chan. Peko-chan's cute. Thunder Punch, Break Back, Crunch, and Aura Wheel. Aura Wheel will be a stronger version of either Thunder Punch or Crunch, depending on the form of Peko-chan, which changes every turn. Originally I had Seed Bomb in that slot, but I thought I'm going to do most of my Grass attack with Temtem Tempo. Clara, with Psychic Sludge with Surf, which is damage and move with a nasty plot to boost itself. I believe I have a TR for Calm Mind that I could put on, but it's the Surf move slot that's going to change after almost every fight. It's going to start at Surf, going to become Shadow Ball for Alistair. I hope I remember all this. Shadow Ball for Alistair, Ice Beam for Raihan, Flamethrower for Rose, back to Ice Beam for Eternatus, and then Surf again for Leon. So I had to gather some TRs in the last few days so I could do all that swapping. Bree the Dracloak. I know a streamer friend of mine, Sparkly Bree, who this Dracloak is named after, is very excited for the opportunity to see Dracloak 1 in action and 2 to get them in the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure whether Bree will actually be used or not. Depending on the order in which Leon sends up his Pokemon, I might use Bree and set up with Dragon Dance, because it has really good speed, good attack, and I might be able to make use of something. I have Psychic Fangs as an option to teach it, but I think Dive would be better considering there's both a Cinderace and a Charizard in that final fight. So just maybe using Max. What's the water move? Airstream is the flying one. Whatever the water max move is, if I saw my Dynamax at that time, I might use it. Hot Cold's there, who can set up with Iron Defense and then Body Press, add some extra damage. That could be big in 1 or 2 fights. And then there's Actor the Mime Jr., who I barely use in the playthrough, but has a Focus Sash. Could hit with some pretty good special attacks still, with 4 different types, so we'll see if that ever comes up. It does mean I have a safe switch to a degree. I can switch to something and then not have it immediately die. But then I don't have the time to heal. So Pokemon I'm afraid of. Most of Leon's Haxorus, because it has something super effective for I'm pretty sure every of my Pokemon. So that's a scary one. I have a ways to more like defensively play against it, but then I still can't take it out in like 1 or 2 turns. So I haven't fully decided what to do with it. What I have decided to do is let my cat inside. I'm gonna do a stream in your back. You really are a streamer cat, huh? Yeah. You wanna join for the finale? There's not a lot of space on my desk, so. Hi. Are you on Streamer Famous again? She's deciding if she wants to go on the bed immediately or just sit with me. Hi. Yeah, there's cables and stuff. Wanna join? Hi. I'll move the camera for a little bit, just cat cam. Hi. Yeah, there's cables and stuff, and there's my Switch dock. It's kind of awkward in front of me, but that's just its spot. Hi. You gonna root for me? Yeah, this is the game where Uki, the Purloin is. But I haven't used it yet, I'm sorry. Have you just gone outside? You're a little wet. Okay, I'm gonna go play Pokemon now, okay? You can sit with me, but just be careful of the cables, because they're kinda awkward. With Switch here, cables come out this side, but the computer's that way. That's just the setup I have for my computer, but for specifically Switch streaming, it's really awkward. If I hit that thing wrong one time when just moving my chair around, I can pull the thing down or pull the cable out, or just make this fall like the Switch dock. Have you been able to find a nice way to sit? Under the cable, yeah? Love you. Alright, I'm a little afraid of the Escavalier on Rose's team. But I should be faster with Slowking and then be able to Flamethrower. The Golisopod, which is the lead on Ness's team. I'm a little afraid of that, but I should be able to handle it. Slowking is the safest Pokemon to use against it, because it is my only UR that isn't weak to first impression. However, Slowking's base speed is lower than Golisopod, but then I have like 15 or so levels on it, and probably some speedy EVs. I don't actually know the exact numbers. I have in front of me here the list of opponents we're gonna fight. Which one's actually Mawil's first? Do I not want Hot Cold then? Just also to avoid the Intimidate. I had Tempt and Tempo first. Peko-chan is scary because weak to Fairy. Clara's weak, not weak to Psychic. Ooh, I might want to use Clara then. And just Dynamax in the second Pokemon, use my Poison move. Something I did notice when looking into specific G-Max moves, they're generally the G-Max moves are the power of the original Max move that would have been plus a little bit. And only the Fighting and Poison moves are a lot weaker, I think because they give an attack boost and otherwise they'd be too overpowered. However, Garbodor's G-Max move has the same power as just Max Downpour. It's not Max Downpour, Max... whatever the Poison move is. And G-Max Chi Strike, which I believe is the one from Machamp, which is the G-Max fighting move that I know. Same power as Max Knuckle, even though it doesn't give the attack boost. So I'm surprised that one didn't increase. I am gonna open Hot Call. I'll just make sure that the moves are correct. Everyone is on the Dynamax levels. Seems about right. Yep. I definitely have enough healing items. Because of something I showed in my stream last time. Look at my money, 5.6 million. 522 floor stores and a bunch of other healing items. I am fine on that. I mostly have that money and I can easily get more on the Isle of Armor later to get vitamins to boost other Pokemon with. Now the thing is, it is really awkward and really time consuming if I have to switch Pokemon and train up a new one. Which normally in the finale I can't do. Here I can, between almost every fight except the first 4. If something dies, I can train a new one. I can use this money to get the vitamins to actually train that thing up. I have rare candies to boost it, and hopefully I have enough TRs and watts to get it to do something, but really, especially Gen 8 finale and Gen 9, because it's extra awkward. Gen 8 finale is the highest chance out of the two that I have to replace it. I have to replace it by someone. I just hope they don't die. So gym leaders. Hey, Peters. Hey, buddy. What's up? This isn't just the Leon fight, because I felt the Leon fight was a bit too... like, that wasn't enough. But right before the Leon fight, you have the Eternity stuff with Zash and Zamazenta. Preferably just for the finale stream, I do these 2 fights, and then do Leon. But considering there are fights in between, Eternities is kind of important. Rose you could lose if you don't have a great way against the Steel types. Ooh, I just realized something right at the last second. Skip movies off. I kind of would like to see them visit. For the black and white finale, you can make the argument that after I've done the E40, you get this section through End's Castle. That's not really important. And then I think for the first time I did the finale, I even just took a break there in the stream. And then just in the VOD that's on YouTube, I did a cut to get to the end and Gets his fights. I don't think I did that in any of the later black and white finales. Champion started with the business, so I hope no one minds me stepping in on his behalf. In order to lead you all to greater heights as Pokemon trains the Galar region. The time has come for you to battle it out until only the greatest challenger remains. So on behalf of the champion, allow me to say, let the finals matches begin! Who's that? That's Bede. Or Bade. Some people say Bade. I've always said Bede. You hear something that sounds very similar to Bade in his main theme at least. I'm not sure if in this thing specifically. Hi, I know you want scratches, but I have to play Pokemon. I want to play Pokemon. Yeah. He wants to fight. I fought him earlier today, actually, but on my main Shield file, not the Foreverlocke one. I faced him in the... not the Champions Cup, the Galarian Star Tournament. He was teaming up with Opal. Wolfian saying, well, about the champion fight, Leon has a starter that was the advantage, so basically I highly recommend for Charizard you can use more Pack-Out. I can, yeah, but there's other Pokemon that can be good against Charizard as well. Like, and he has Charizard no matter what. And he has Cinderace, a 2 fire type, so Draclo... Not Draclo, Carkol could be really. Yes, I have a different name. Normally I'm always Savannah, but on the Switch games, I switched it up sometimes. Because I use PK Hex and all the transferring between Gens 1 and 7 that I can do. Same trainer ID wherever possible, with an extra number in Gen 7. Same gender, same name, always Savannah. In the Switch games, I may occasionally use a different name, or may even play as the male character once or twice, but generally I like to play the two. Alright, first fight. My Pokemon are gonna be between level 65 and 70. I trained them all up, like, as a team, so that the lowest one would be a minimum of level 60. Because I set that as the minimum level. From there, I used 10 rare candies to boost them all the rare candies that I found throughout the adventure, to boost some different Pokemon because I thought they would be really useful, or I just had to boost Mime Jr. so that everyone would stay within 5 levels, which is one of the Foreverlocke rules. And then I think Slowking leveled up one more time just in between me setting that up and actually doing the finale, just because there's been a few days in between and I did some... not raids. I did a few Battle Cafe fights so I could evolve a Milkry that I caught earlier in the playthrough. Alright, let's actually get to fighting. Highest level on the team is Carkol. Got some extra XP out of the fact that we could have moved up by a level but didn't. So it gets a little extra boost of XP because of that. And then I want to use Carkol in a few different fights. I might use it against Maxers, and I really need it. So that it's pretty good defenses plus Eviolite. I hope with the levels added as well that it might just buy an extra hit or two. When I get the Slumbering Wield, I'm not going to intentionally fight so many wild Pokemon, but if I happen to find one, I'm going to fight it and get the XP because it might just give me an extra level to give me 70. I'm pretty sure your character has a cool backstory. There is backstory in a sense to this character, but not something I intended to talk about in 2 minutes. Alright, Slowking, let's go. We're starting with regular Dynamax. You're gonna be slower than them, but you have good stats and Block Sludge for a bit of healing. And with Super Effective plus your stats, you should be fine. I don't need... I can just hit them super effectively here, 16 level difference as well. Get a special attack boost here, which will work with the others. Let me play every Pokemon with a different name. I usually do, but for the Foreverlocke, especially just with the obedience issues that I want to avoid, I don't like the boosted XP. It feels like kind of cheaty if I get boosted XP just because it's a different trainer ID. Or, especially the obedience issues where they don't listen to me, I really want to avoid that as well. That's why I mostly use the same name, and I chose that name, I think, the 3rd or 4th run. Before that, the first few playthroughs had different names. Before the consistency, I changed the date of all the Pokemon, even the ones I caught in the first few playthroughs, to go with the original trainer. That's the van. But I'm Catalina for this one. I don't know what I'll be for the next one yet. I might be a guy. Rapid Ash are going down as well. There might be all fairies, but they're also psychic. And I'm gonna hurt you, Max. Ooh. And with this amount of damage taken from the Psychic from Rapid Ash, from the Psychic from Gardevoir, which I believe is 120, 125 base per attack, even the boost of Max Mindstorm from Hatterene, I should be fine. And now having had 2 special attack boosts and still having the stab super effective Max Ooze left, I should be fine against those 3 monsters. Anticipation. Oh, they shuddered because I'm a poison move. Ooh. Time for truly great pink. Here we go. Mindstorm, because that's the only normal effective one. Actually, they could have done Max Flare, but Max Mindstorm is stab. Comes off higher power. I actually go before him. Bye-bye! Max Ooze, get out of here. With having this many fights before the actual champion, and the levels being... This is 10 levels to 12 levels lower than what the champion fight is. Now, sure, there's more in between, so it makes a bit more sense. And then want to make the champion stand out a bit more, and not just have to have, let's say, the champion of 55 have ever done before at level 62. It doesn't quite work. The champion stands out more with having the 6 Pokemon and then the extra level jump. Extra challenging. So that's why I needed a few more levels to feel comfortable just doing it all at once. No, not evolving. Not allowed. Yeah, I'm fine being the fairy type gym leader, but still using 3 of your psychics. Now the finals are gonna begin. And we're gonna start with the Pokemon that I'm kinda scared of. You have pretty good defenses still. Our special defense a lot better. 16 levels over Golisopod, but 10 lower base speed. I should be able to hit Golisopod to at least half his HP, and I don't expect a Shadow Claw, which I do have, to hit it. And then let's see, first impression is 90 power, goes to 135 with stab. Shadow Claw goes to 140 with super effective. I can't exactly... Peko-chan is faster, but gets super effectively hit by first impression, which is priority. Same for Tempo and Tempo. So I think Lara is the best way. Just hope they don't Shadow Claw and then just create major damage. That'd be not good. And if I go first against them, assuming they go Shadow Claw, then that is good information to have for later. I don't expect to KO the Golisopod in one hit, but I very much learned from any of the Gen 7 playthroughs. A great way to do with Golisopod is just be faster. Hit them to just below half health. Because then emergency exit, their ability forces them to switch out. They don't get to do their attack, even though they have massive attack stat. What's up? I'm just yawning. You're not? Okay. You got... Okay, she's in wheel mode on my lap. You definitely can't see that because she's half under my desk and behind my setup. And I would need to move back slightly for you to even see her on camera, and then she would move to the floor. Oh, actually. If I sit still, she sleeps. Alright, let's go, Golisopod. Clara, let's go. Originally, the team was going to be Galarian, Slowking, Rillaboom, Arctovish. But then I realized I didn't really have a great answer to Alistair, which is both the 4th gym and then the fight after this. And then there was one other fight that I was not really sure about, or like a certain weakness. No, I didn't have any resistances, I believe, to either Dark or Ghost, and 3 of my Pokemon were weak to it. So that's why I decided to put Morpeko on the team instead. Morpeko's been nice. Alright, let's see if we go first. Sludge Wave is my most powerful move. Let's go with it. We go first. So they did first impression. Technically could still be speed time. We deal real good damage. Burn to exit. Alright, now we do the rest of the fight. Mostly normally the question is when does Goliath come back in? Two different ways to do this fight now. I could use Rillaboom. For this one I'll just use Clara, even though they do a throat chop. What is Barrascuda's physical attack? Base 123 and has a really high speed as well. So this is gonna hurt. Unless I go Morpeko, but they have Drill Run for Morpeko. I could go Rillaboom with an Ice Fang, but at least that is the least powerful of the three. Let's compare physical defense and HPs. 119 and 221. 102, 182, so that's lower. 148, 235. Best defense and HP out of the three main ones, and is weak to the weakest of the three moves that they have. So I think I should just tempt them. Unless that's some fun with grassy terrain as well. Bound to throat chop, yeah? I have a sound move, but not a throat fusing move like a sing. No, actually, drum beating is not a sound move. Drill Run. Oh yeah, I guess that's also super effective against Slowking. I often forget that it's either I forget that it's a poison type, or I forget that it's a psychic type. Okay, we're good here. They're really fast, but I have Grassy Glide. There's Grassy Terrain. I'm faster. So, Grassy Terrain started in Gen 6. Became widely available in Gen 7 for VGC due to Tapu Bulu. Became hidden ability here in Gen 8. Grassy Glide was introduced in the DLC in Gen 8, but then you realized, wait a second, Grassy plus Grassy Glide is actually really good, and they can be on the same Pokemon. Maybe we should nerf it. So in Gen 9, Grassy Glide went from 70 part to 55. Alright, Bree's gonna ask to evolve. I'm gonna unfortunately say no to Bree. Seeking has Mega Horn, but also is gonna go down to Grassy Glide. Hooray for priority moves that also have a lot of PP. Grassy Glide. It's two Pokemon down. If you remember that Goliath still exists, but we have Slowking at full health to deal with that if it comes up. Like right now, because they have the stab super effectively. Slowking can deal with that. Let's see the turn I switched Rillaboom in counter the Grassy Terrain turn. Then I used two Grassy Glide turns, so this turn will be turn 4. Which means if I switch Rillaboom in again on the next Pokemon, we will not have Grassy Terrain active for the final one. Oh, okay, they full restore, which means we're going to emergency exit again, which means it's going to be Slowking against either Dreadnought or Pelipper. She doesn't have the choice because the emergency exit could really switch the random one in, except by KO it, so it doesn't matter. I'm actually happy with that because I can actually switch in for more safer Pokemon. Here's what I'm going to do on the final turn of Grassy Terrain. Go with the Pokemon that just makes the most sense here. Hecker. This is the fourth Pokemon I'm using already. I may use Dracloak if I use Mime Jr. at all this finale. Something went wrong. This should be an easy one. We have good speed. I'm going to go even faster due to Aura Wheel, which is electric type here. But I am going to Rillaboom again for the last one. Aura Wheel, Hamster Run, Kajoo! Hi, Pelipper. I definitely have enough speed. I could Dynamax her and then go for Thunder Punch. Well, Max Lightning then. But I would prefer the higher defense and HP of Rillaboom, just in case they get to attack, which I really shouldn't. Then use Grassy Terrain and the fact that it's 4 times weak to it. Let's go Tempo. Let's make it. Who wants to see some giant Pokemon? Because there's a reason I'm using Rillaboom and Shield and not in Sword. Sword doesn't have DLC for it. Because I have DLC in Shield, I can do this. Tempo. Grow giant and beat your opponent down. Time for your drum solo. Get Tempo! Are you gonna make your Pokemon giant for a grand total of maybe 15 seconds, which is mostly the animation in my moves? Okay, do your thing. Would she get a new Dreadnought? Or did she get max super on her Dreadnought? Because her Dreadnought in her gym fight doesn't have to do that. Regular does. I didn't realize this was a G-Max as opposed to the second time. Go! G-Max drum solo. Good, not down. Something I've wondered about Morpeko is, does it still change form if it's in Dynamax due to its ability? And does that affect Aura Wheel? And does Aura Wheel change from Max Lightning to Max Darkness every turn then? Yes. No, Bree, you're not allowed to evolve. I shook like a millimeter on my legs when I said that. You don't have to be scared. You can sit on my lap. Okay, you go lie in the bed. Does make me a little more comfortable here, I'll be honest. No, Bree, you can't evolve. You're not like just a baby. You have a little baby Dreepy on you, but I have to wait for level 50 for you to evolve and actually get some decent moves. This is Quick Attack, Bite, Infestation, Astonish, I think. It's just the 4 moves. I can see my cat in the background, and you can see her in the window. Hello. You can really see her tail, like the way her tail moves in the window reflection as well. Alright, now sit down. Couple more to go. Now for one that I prepared for with the help of Morpeko. With Arctivicious would have been a lot more difficult of a scary of a setup. I don't remember what Pokemon I want to send up first. He opens Dusk Noir, which doesn't have something great against Morpeko. So I should just open Morpeko, probably. Morpeko has Assault Vest. Doesn't really matter against Dusk Noir, matters against the others. Getting 1 extra speed off of an Aura Wheel at some point might be nice, but every second turn it's going to be a Dark move, so that works. Otherwise, lose Crunch. Dusk Noir should be fine. They don't have a big moves against me. I hope they don't disable me if I don't KO them turn 1. Chandelure, I can handle. Cursola could be a bit annoying with Strength Sap, but I should be able to take it. Poltegeist. Especially if I have Aura Wheel, I can take it. Giga Drain, sure. If it Nasty Plots, I've already done 2 moves by that point. And then we have G-Max Gengar, which can't hit me super effectively either. It just normal effective with Max Ooze is the best one. But I can still Dynamax the Pako-chan. My little hamster. Yeah, we're gonna go beat this kid. Let's go, Peko-chan. And I'm number 57, because this is my 57th playthrough. Next time in Gen 8, we'll do whatever run that is. If I just do all the generation order again as normal, it'd be run 66 next time. Because it's 9 games away. However, if I lose the Oddish in Gen 1 when I get to Gen 1, which is the intention. Intentionally killing the Oddish I have there. That would open up that slot for Let's Go Pikachu. And that is still a game I have to want to play for the Foreverlocke. So then I might do Let's Go at some point in between, maybe after Gold or something. Or Crystal. I don't remember what Gen 2 game it'll be. I know it'll be Blue. Once we get to Blue, I'm going to do the entire thing in one day, in one stream. Giant stream. So that'll be in probably 2 weeks or so. But first, let's just get this finale done, get some more Hall of Famers. There's extra fights in it. There's the entire section in Slumbering Wheel Tower Summit, so this finale is longer than normal finales. It definitely has the longest, and I'm not even doing the fights against Marnie, Hop, and then the Rose Tower going up it. I did that in the original finale. It took an extra hour. Alright, crunch. Break your way, God. No. You're not gonna damage my bedroom. You're allowed to sleep and look around and go under if you want, but you don't damage it, okay? Thank you. I love you. Alright, Dulcet went down. It also is pretty defensive, so that gives me good hope that we can take the other ones out. I don't really remember much about the stats of Ursula, though. Ursula does not have a good physical defense. It's a really good special. Alright, let's get some extra speed. Orwheel mostly looks the same. Different type, just exactly the same. Just exactly as different. My brain goes, hangry! Power! Speed! Roar! Oh, I'm Happy Hamster now! Hello! I didn't see what they were gonna do, but I have more practice with all of them. If I do that for stuff like Leon, not knowing what Pokemon comes next, that could be really bad. Okay, now we crunch again. That's why I kept both Thunder Punch and Crunch. So that if I wanted to use that specific stab type, but I wasn't in the right form due to my ability, then I had a backup for when Orwheel's from. So just get rid of Seed Bomb, because most of our grass moves are going to be from Rillaboom anyway. Now we can do Orwheel. More destructive pirates, 110 power, really nice. I think they allowed it to be that strong, 100 accuracy, and improved speed because it's inconsistent in the sense of you don't really control what type it is. Like, you know what it's going to be every turn, but if you sometimes, let's say at this point my opponent knows, oh, he's going to go to electric type Orwheel next turn, so now I can send in the thing with Weak and Dark, take less damage. They can use that to counter you at least a little bit. Ursula. I want to show you that it changes form in Dynamax. So I'm gonna Dynamax here. Little hamster? Nah, we got giant hamster. Dyna? Back up, John! Let's go! Hamster Darkness! That's looking really good. Extra level 69. Changes form. Really big, hangry Pokemon. If Gengar can do anything about it. I don't expect it. And I do get an extra Max Darkness. That has some extra power. Might as well. Swallow everything in darkness. I wonder if I just had Stab Crunch against G-Max Gengar, would that have been done? Gengar's HP and defense aren't all that high. Like, it's okay. And I definitely have the speed to outspeed it due to the ore wheels that I've used. Even then, with max moves, would we be able to KO me with the soul test? Max darkness! Hamster power! Yeah, hamster wins! Had a fight where we've used Rillaboom quite a lot, we've used Slowking quite a lot, we've used Pepper quite a lot, we used Carkle for one Pokemon. Carkle will come up more, probably later. Still haven't fully decided how to tackle Leon and Haxorus specifically. So that's something I'll have to decide right before that fight. It's Raihan. What did I have planned for Raihan? Oh yeah, remember how I was going to change Slowking's moves the entire time? I already forgot. I had Slowking as a backup plan for Alistair with Shadow Ball, but already didn't teach Shadow Ball. Let's go down. No, this one. Ice Beam for Raihan, which makes the most sense. Ice Beam works super effective against two of them, and actually gives me a neutral move to use against Duraludon. Do my name. Find Ice Beam. Set a surf. Do I have any PP ups? Or would that be in here? Still have one. I don't think I'll use it on Ice Beam. They're gonna start with Torkoal, which Surf would have been great against. And they have Body Press, which can be really good against Hot Call. For sure, I'm not using Tempo because that's just weak to Sun, Stab, Lava Bloom. Peko-chan could be okay. Actually, no, it's weak to Body Press. Let's not. Still Clara? Clara's not weak to any of the moves, just takes neutral from Lava Plume. Oh yeah, I'm an adamant one. Oops. Didn't think about the mints much. I think I made Rillaboom neutral? It had a lowering of its attack stat with its starting nature. But it only had one mint. I don't remember where to get all the mints. Forgot about it. Torkoal's not gonna take Clara out. I'll start with Clara. And even if I had Surf, still, it would have been weakened by Drought. And it didn't really matter. Sludge Wave would have been better. Am I going to use Clara the entire way? Maybe against Flygon. Flygon's Crunch. That could be bad. The question is, if I use Clara the entire time, I Nasty Plot first. Best I can do is Lava Plume. It's just, do I think I can beat Torkoal with just Sludge Wave? Let's see. Torkoal. HP 70, Special Defense 70. Galarian Slowking, Special Attack 110. Not that confident. They have Stab Lava Plume. Off of 85 special attack, but they do have the Drought boost. It's like it's around 130. I didn't put the Assault Vest on. But the Assault Vest might have been useful at the start, but then if I have Assault Vest, I can't ask it. Alright, let's go, Raihan. Actually, what would make the most sense for them to send out a second Pokemon? Well, I'm gonna know what's last. He would send out Flygon second because that's the only one with a super effective. And against Flygon, I would just switch to Rill. I'm just gonna slow play. Go first on that one. How much damage over the level difference? It's enough, yeah. Let's go. Take that. Level up for Actor. Hope to not need it. It won't ask to evolve because it is no Mimic. Flygon. Just Chem on that one. Flygon doesn't have a super effective move against it. It would be faster. Flygon has 100 base speed. Rillaboom has levels on it. 85 base. I could just Grassy Glide. Not much different from beating. The thing is, they might just Sandstorm in the first turn anyway. Do I want Sandstorm active? Not particularly. Let's see how much Grassy Glide does with my extra grass boost plus 14 level difference. I'm not gonna Swords Dance because I'm not gonna use really good for most of the rest of the fight. Not quite enough. Drum beating would have been. Hello, La Bente, welcome to the stream. I just heal off the Sandstorm damage of Grassy Drain, so right now that Sandstorm doesn't matter. It is going to matter once I go back to Slowking and Slowking start taking damage. Because then I would have liked to heal with Black Sludge and Grassy Drain combined, but then the Sandstorm just keeps it lower. They're likely going to heal. Am I okay with Sandstorm staying? Kinda, because Sandstorm's gonna disappear after Grassy Terrain does. I'll just waste the boost. Thank you, Bente. I hope I can do this. Back up. I do heal in between fights, I appreciate that. Grassy Glide, takes that Flygon. There's 3 Grassy Glides against Flygon. And the first one was on the turn Sandstorm came out, so you have 2 more turns of Sandstorm. Actually, Grassy Terrain was in between turns, so both have 2 more turns. Turtonator now, due to fire. And they're gonna... That's the thing about Raihan's fight. Yeah, he likes weather, but he likes weather so much that each individual Pokemon tries to set up its own weather. Turtonator's gonna try to set up Sun, probably turn 1. Ludra's gonna try to set up Rain. Which is great that it can do weather combos where they focus too much on setting up their own weather, that they waste the turn. Which, for safety, for a Nuzlocke, I'll take. Turtonator just fire moves in their Dragon move. Actually, Hot Cold might be a good Pokemon. What's its special defense on Hot Cold? It's a bit lower. But it has Eviolite. Or do we just go Clara? Clara doesn't hit this one super effectively. Much higher special defense, and that's without Eviolite. Probably just Clara then. Do I set up Dynamax here? No, I do that on the deck. I'll do it. Also, we've seen Sun due to drought. Flygon set up Sandstorm. if Goodra is able to set up the rain, then we're gonna see all 4 weather effects in this battle. Because I can set up hail. I think Nasty Plot's the right way to go. Let me think a lot. I go first. Set up sun. Do it. Waste your turn. Don't damage me so that I can safely go into the next one. Thank you. I'm not gonna Dynamax here because Max Ooze and Sludge Wave are the same power. Set up Shell Trap, but I'm not using a physical move, so that's not gonna go off. Coordinator down. With a boost, we're going to Goodra. I kind of want to set up a boost here with Max Ooze just to prepare for Duraludon. Yeah. While damaging it. So I could just Nasty Plot as well. Boost more. I expect them to Rain Dance. I'll take the kill. And Kenshi not going to the Servant Care with Hailstone? Just to get some extra damage. And I expect them to rain that turn 1 in. But they're not going to majorly damage me anyway. Due to their moveset not even having a dragon. Muddy Water and Surf both for some reason. And then Thunder. So they really want rain. Oh, they go rain. Oh yeah, they go first. Set up the rain, which makes Thunder fully accurate, Surf and Muddy Water boosting in power. So maybe I should have gone for the Ice move, because they went first. Max Ooze. They have high special defense. Maybe I should... Yeah, I definitely should have gone for Ice. Didn't think about the speed. Like the last move. So now they will give me a hit, which is not what I want. At this point, I still want to go Max Ooze to boost again. Max Hailstorm isn't going to help right now in preparation for Duraludon. I'm going to have to realize I only have 1 more turn left of Dynamax against Duraludon. I should not have done this before that, because less damage than expected. No accuracy drop. You take that. Hey, because I have to eventually use every species of Pokemon in the Foreverlocke, Duraludon is one of the Pokemon that I will eventually use, and I have one. And it has the Gigantamax factor. It is ready to be used when the time comes. What is a good nickname for Duraludon? I really like mine. It's called Bill Ding. First name Bill, last name Ding. Because it's literally a Bill Ding. Especially when a Gigantamax is. I don't know if Archelodon is like a similar word enough that it becomes a bridge. But yeah, building. I'm proud of that one. Alright, let's actually do a normal effective move. This is why Ice Beam's on this. Maybe for super effective with Goodra, which I should have done. Let's take out his Bill thing. Times multiplier at this point due to Nasty Plot and 2 Max Oozes. I think they go first. Even with the level difference? Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna lose 2 power points in my attack. Good damage. That would have been scary if I still was regular Slowking, and that was the crit. Okay. Max Hailstorm! Let's see all the weather effects, because I'm pretty sure that hail technically still starts. It's part of the move. We saw all the weather effects and even one of the terrains in this one fight. We survive and make it through. We've won the Champions Cup. Dude, I get getting to fight Leon, dude. No, Bree, you're not allowed to evolve. You have to stay a Dracloak. I have a different one that's a Dreepy, and then another one that's gonna be a Dragapult. You were the last one that I obtained, and Bree really wanted, I think, Dreepy the most. But they really liked the entire line, so Dracloak was available. She became Dracloak. I caught it, I think, last time in Gen 9, and you can catch it like at level 20 at the lowest, level 24 at the highest in like at a very low chance in, is it East Province area 2 or 3? Took a while to find it, and then when I found, I think you need to find the outbreak of Dreepy, and I made sure to catch it a level 21, not level 21, a level 20 Dreepy, because knowing I was going to use it in Gen 8, first level cap is 20, not 21, it's 20. So by catching level 20 Dreepy, I was able to use it immediately at the starting team, and not having had to wait for all the ones that are level 20 and below to run out or something to die. How would you like doing MSLA in the afternoon? Not much of a difference for me. That's the specific night before yesterday, I, for some reason, really needed a lot more sleep. Also, and I found it difficult to fall asleep the night before. So having the extra hours to sleep was really nice. My preference would still be to start at noon my time. And I think because the notification didn't go out, because still issues with Tron setting up early. Yeah, there's a bit of issues with that, and ping didn't go out. There was luckily just enough people still in the event, but not many. So I hope that next time Tron does get the ping out, and there will be a few more people in. Because having 9 people in the first race was disappointing in one way, and it was risky in a sense, so luckily we were able to get Decima Jersey and one other person in. Alright, Flamethrower on Clara. Instead of Ice Beam. We'll put Ice Beam back soon. Actually, do have an extra chance for Dive. Oh, Dive is a TM. Actually, Bree is really good at physical attack, not good at special. I was gonna put Flamethrower over Dive, just in case, like as a backup in those roads. There's 151, 93, yeah. I'll still do it. I'll come remind myself to put Dive back after the roast fight. This is a backup. Alright, Bree, teach Flamethrower. Probably not gonna use Flamethrower. I'm actually gonna make a note here. Dive back on Dracloak after Rose. Got it. Leon time. tense, still air on the pitch. And the exact opposite from the audience. Cheering and yelling. They're both fantastic, wouldn't you say? But remember, the audience is also a bit cruel. They want nothing more than to see one of us lose, after all. It can fill you with fear knowing that, but I absolutely love pushing past that fear. I love giving it everything I've got as a trainer, and seeing my team give everything they've got to seize another victory. It's the greatest feeling in the world, and I can't get enough of it. I can feel my partners itching with anticipation inside their Pokeballs. We're gonna have a real champion time. I'm the Galar Region's champion, Leon. Me and Charizard and all the rest of our team will use all our knowledge and experience to crush you completely. You put 22 yen on you, buddy, not Leon. I put it on, match is cancelled. Hello there, Leon and Catalina, just letting you know. It's time to think important about the darkest day. For the sake of Galar's future, of course. But I'm a bit of a pickle. The energy released by the darkest day is too much for us to contain. Run! I'm sorry if it's come to this, but it's you who forced my hand, Leon. You refused to listen. You couldn't wait one freaking day, Rose. Like, this is the part of the plot that I didn't really like in Sword and Shield. Why could he not just wait one day? What was the point? I know it's for the future and he wants to do all these things, and you can make it the bad guy, but I think he's doing good stuff for Galar future, la 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 la. This guy could have just waited until the day after our champion fight to do this shit. I just want to keep every playthrough because people start at Scarlet and Violet. Well, next time we're going to play Pokemon Scarlet. For the next playthrough. I'll have a few days after this finale to do some post-game. Of course, assuming I make it into the Hall of Fame with anyone. I still want to catch a Milcery, which I need Fog for in the wild area, Bridgefield specifically. But Fog only unlocks after becoming the champion. I want to get a Galarian Rapidash, which I could just next playthrough in Shield go for Galarian Ponyta and Gloomwood Tangle. But you can also get one for a 5-star raid, and I just want to complete it at this point. So there's a 5-star raid that I can do as a common encounter. And then I want to go to the Crown Tundra. I have some level 100s and Pokemon close to it, like Eternatus, Gallade, in Gen 8 storage. Well, Gen 8 storage now in my Gen 8 boxes in this game. Do a bit of post-game with that, get into Crown Tundra. The only reason I'm heading in there, sure, maybe I get another, yeah, I can get a max, not max thing. I want to get, an ability patch, and I can get them via there with some Dynite ore to prepare for some future playthroughs, but mostly just because Regieleki. That's a Gen 8 DLC Pokemon. But the thing is, to catch Regieleki, I need to catch all 3 of the other Regis first. Regice, Registeel, Regirock. So, I need to do some catching. And if one of them fails, I don't get Regieleki, I need to wait for next time in Shield. I mean, keep it a secret, yeah. I remember this bit, like you're basically undefeated against Sada Churro, so yeah. Yeah. I have a good enough record. Some fights have been scary, but have gone better than expected. I remember using a Hatterene. Not Hatterene, Hatrim, the middle stage. To counter their Roaring Moon really well. That was cool. Oh, max revives. Yeah, thanks. I can use those. Still a Nuzlocke, people. Still a Nuzlocke. Still can't use them. But I'm going to run some ads here because this is the least important bit of the story. If I get encounters in Slumbering Fields, I will fight them to get some XP. Maybe get an extra level for safety, for extra power. Might grab a TM because I'm pretty sure there's a TM in there, or one useful item. And then I'll see you after the ads. And the people that are watching the YouTube VOD, you don't see the ads. This will just continue normally. Interestingly, this is the first time you can go back into Slumbering Weald since the start of the game. So this is the first time that you can actually get an encounter in Slumbering Weald when you have Pokeballs. This almost looks like a shiny, but can they show up a shiny? No, it's just the fog and the lighting. It's a bit different. But if you can't have had a Slumbering Weald legal encounter until this point. So you could be almost ready for the champion fight, thinking, oh, I'm gonna do the champion fight when you're doing a Nuzlocke? And they'd be like, no, we're gonna go to Slumbering Weald and catch ourselves a level 2 or 3 Rookidee, Grubbin, Squabbin. Something like that. Also a bicycle. Fancy looking white bicycle, dragon outfit. I like the sound that it makes. I didn't really want to fight you. Yeah, that's what I get for being on a bicycle and not being able to turn too well. 45, oh, that's easy. Or a wheel. Ooh, this could be a spot where I use Mime Jr. Just to have used Mime Jr. in the finale. Pretty sure if I stay left, I get to the end faster. I'm gonna go right and do all the other things. Anything this way, I have to go across the field. Do shiny show up in Overworld? I don't think they do. They're not in Sword and Shield. Maybe the fog only being unlocked after champion is a theming thing? Because of the fog in this area, and they want you to experience this first. Phantom Force. Okay, that is actually a move that is on Dracula. Just to have used them, I'm gonna do a fight with Actor and Bree. Actor I don't expect to use in the finale. Against Leon, maybe Bree. And Bree is also a backup Pokemon against Rose. Actually, Bree would be pretty nice with Ferrothorn. Although, you know, Ferrothorn's slow, Bree's really fast. Gyro Ball would do a big damage. Actor Shadow Ball! Yay, you did a thing in the finale! Against the wild Pokemon! Which, since when do I find wild Pokemon in finales? Switch finales. Which is how they happen. And then bring in Bree. Who's Bree gonna fight? Orbeetle! Are you a foe friend? We'll use one in the future. The move of which we just picked up the TM for disappeared. And reappear, Phantom Force. Bye-bye. Yay, go Bree. Good job, Bree. In case I don't end up using you in the Leon fight, then I've at least used you in the finale, which I do like to do. And this was a safe place, a safe way to get that done. Oh, this was the other way around. That one didn't matter. Oh no, I ran into a Pokemon that's gonna give me more XP. Every little bit might count. Because I'm still not 100% on that Haxorus. Haxorus and Iris can be scary. It's 4 Pokemon, mainly an Iris' team, Black White 2 champion. That I'm scared of. Lapras and Aggron usually are... They're there. I'm not too afraid of them. But the other 4 are scarier than the others. Leon, it really depends. You can generally work around Slash relatively well. Haxorus just with its massive power. Good coverage moves. And still pretty darn fast. Like 97 speed, something like that. Oh, I accident this. Stop, I'm going this way first. No, can't go this way. Okay, never mind. Hello. You say it's worse than the first time we were here, but not at the end. In the fight, it became worse. When they should. Oh, one of them did. Can we have your help later if we... Because, you know, Eternatus is 3 different themes, and in the 3rd one I want to prove that dogs are an instrument. Like, not that you physically play a dog, but that a dog can just make howling sounds, and that is an instrument. Also, in that SpongeBob episode where they go into a band, and you have Patrick going, "Is mayonnaise an instrument?" Oh, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument. What's the second thing they ask in the English version? I don't remember what the English word for it is. I know in Dutch it's like they ask for mayonnaise first, and then they ask for mierikswortel, which is like a certain... I don't really know how to explain it. Something you can put in food. So probably it's just the English version of that was used in the English version. Actually, I'm gonna look it up. Just a quick Google after I ban this person from the chat, because we don't be spamming that. Just Google Translate mierikswortel. If it does it like that? Horseradish. I think he might say horseradish. Horseradish an instrument? No, Patrick. Horseradish is also not an instrument. Actually, no. I think the second time he just raises his hand again, he's like, no. And Squidward just says no. I want to call him Octo, because in Dutch version he's called Octo. He's not called Squidward. SpongeBob, it's Patrick. It's Sandy, it's Mr. Krabs, just Mr. being the Dutch word for Mr. A lot of names are the same, but Squidward is Octo. Short for octopus. But the full name is just Octo. Pretty sure Squidward's full name is Squidward Tentacles. And I'm sure that Octo's name is Octo Tentacle, which is Octo Tentacle. Oh look, it's a rusted sword and a rusted shield. You know, it may be plot... Like, this is a sacred place and we probably should just leave it here. But you know what? It might be plot relevant. We're not in an anime or a video game, but it might be plot relevant. Let's just take him. I'm going to compare one more time Escavalier versus Slowking stats. Because I really need Galarian and Slowking to be faster. Because they have Drill Run and they are really strong. Base 30 Galarian Slowking. Not Escal. Escavalier base 20. So unless they have really high speed investment in that Pokemon, which he could have done, I expect it's going to be outspeed. And as long as they don't super effectively hit me, I might be okay. Then again, actually, I say that. Drill Run 80 power, super effective goes to 160. Mega Horn is 120 power with stab, goes to 180. I'll call a flying taxi, which means there's another scene. It happens like 2 other times in the game. Walk, do a scene with Sonia. Then fly. Or maybe you go together. No? You just can't fly from that location? Where's Sonia then? Oh wait, Hop has the shortcut. He was not. You just talk to Hop and then we travel together, right? Right, Hop? That's what we're doing. Maybe I just forgot because I clicked through the text. Normally I read. I definitely know how to read. I have English reading comprehension 100%. Having played this game a lot, I know most things. I'll click through it. Sometimes I can forget stuff. Yeah, let's grab a flying taxi from right here. Nah, we walk back to our hometown. We end up here. Hi, Raihan. Sup? Of course. I wonder if you should be able to get into the Poke Center. Are the houses closed? No. Do they say different things in the houses? No, that's a friendship checker. Effort value checker. No, the actual houses that say stuff outside of features that you might want to use. Fine. No, doesn't change. Would I even be able to go to the Battle Cafe just normally? Oh, you evacuated everyone. They're still standing here, so it's kind of a lie. They didn't even program that in. And would I be able to go into the cafe? Yes. Raihan, you didn't evacuate shit. Hi, Oleana. Would you allow me to stop them this time? No, just to save him, even though he's an idiot. Yep, okay, yep, okay, good. Sure, we'll do that. 100%. Let's go. Sorry I'm checking my Pokemon 3 times. Every time I'm like, did I put Slowking up front? Did I put Flamethrower on? I'm pretty sure I did that a while ago. Yes. Sup? I don't know why I'm here. I should have just gone to go with Leon. But I guess we have to fight you for some reason that isn't really explained. You have a really cool theme, though. So I don't mind listening to that. Like, in some sense, you having a Steel-type team makes sense, but just... I wouldn't have minded this fight to have a bit more variety. Sure, he has, like, a Steel Grass and a Steel Bug. Have a Pokemon that isn't weak to fire. You have 2 Pokemon that aren't weak to ground, I'll give you that. Those 2 Pokemon are just extra weak to fire. I go first, right? Yes, okay, good. Slow Pokemon goes fast. This goes first, because other slow Pokemon are slower. That's one of the Pokemon I was scared of, but we easily took care of it. Thank you, 4 times super effective. What do you mean unfair? What you're doing is really darn unfair. Peko-chan, level up, let's go. Alright, first circuit, now we start thinking what we do. He is gonna do physical moves for the entire fight. I'm doing. With Clara definitely has some weaknesses to Berserker's moves. Actually, I could do Tempo. Not until Ferrothorn is out, though. Let's go Hardcore. Go Iron Defense. They do have Tough Claws for a bit extra damage, and they do have Shadow Claw to get more crits. I think one Iron Defense into Body Press might be enough. Oh, they just screech it away immediately. How about no? Maybe you just miss Screech. Screech is 100 accuracy. Iron Defense. Boost Defense. Oh, I love defense, as Byron would say. Iron Head, so that's your strongest move. There's almost nothing. So I'm actually going to set up more. If this is the best they can do, then crit Shadow Claw wouldn't do much more. I'm going to do the full setup, which is after this move. Heal to be at as high speed as I can go into whatever Pokemon comes after. And then go for it. They have one super effective move in the entire team, I believe. Actually, no. Copperage has high horsepower as well, which is scary. But Copperage is always going to go last. So for Copperage, I'll send out Rillaboom. Question, which order did they send the others in? I assume Ferrothorn is going to be third, because it has Body Press. That's if they think offensively. If they think defense, then they wouldn't, because they're more weak to fire. How is a Carkol faster than a Berserker? I'll take it. Less damage. Ferrothorn next. Faster flamethrower. I can be really safe against Klinklang, who's coming out next, and keep using Carkol. However, knowing Copperage comes after that, do I send a Rillaboom early, set up a Sword Stance against Klinklang, to then go do some... Klinklang does have Shift Gear, which just boosts their attack stat, but Copperage is better at physical attacks and has Dynamax moves. And if I use Rillaboom now, they might have a bit of damage on them. Even if it's just a bit, going into Copperage now. So I'm just going to keep going with Carkol. And then I'll check the speeds of Carkol and Copperage for a comparison. I expect Copperage to be Carkol base 50, which is better than expected. Copperage base 30. I should actually outspeed. But I'm still just... Even with Iron Defense, I'm still very afraid of their high horsepower, which will turn into Max Quake. If they get the crit, I'm dead. I feel like I'm dead. Even with my good defense as an Eviolite. I feel safer doing Rillaboom. If I don't KO them turn 1, which I don't expect they will, Copperage is good defense, then we're going to see the steel version of Stealth Rock, which can only come off Copperage's G-Max move. Which is one of the reasons I really like it. It's very unique. I'm going to Dynamax for safety, for extra health. And then Max Quake. The special defense doesn't matter because it'll be physical. Now that I'm thinking about it, the extra damage from sword stands, the extra damage I would have been able to do from sword stand. Well, max quick half from using sword stands would have been better. I should have gone set up a sword stands against Clone Clang. Just done this. Because I outspeed them anyway. Because now they're going to hit me a lot harder than any hit I otherwise would have taken from the Here's the wall. Initially I thought it was still a big elephant man thing. But no, it's just a single wall. There's no extra feet behind it. My turn, Max Quake! Good damage. Definitely Sword Giants would have taken out. Here comes the G-Max Steel Surge, I would assume. Oh, my special defense rose. I thought I dropped theirs. Okay, that's... Actually, doesn't matter. They still must do. But then I heal with Grassy Surge. With Grassy Train, I heal with Leftovers. We're good. Level difference helping out very much. And I don't intend to use G-Max Rillaboom anymore after this. With the stab and the Grassy Train boost, I think it will be enough. I want to see the drum solo one more time. Boom! That is how Rose got beaten. Which somehow lets us now use the elevator, even though Leon's already up there. I don't know why, like, for a story perspective, I don't know why we're fighting him. He's not even trying to stop us from going to the elevator. He's there. The elevator's a different way. We should just be able to use the elevator. Unless I don't remember a specific piece of text saying he stopped the elevator and just wants Leon up there. Okay, now what we're doing, outside of saving, change a few things around. Finisher. Dive back on Dracloak. Instead of Flamethrower. Then Ice Beam again. For Clara. Haven't actually used Psychic at all. I think I've used all the others. We don't have a heal. Interestingly, so you just use the potion on Tempo, on Hardcore. But I made one other note because I intend to use Slowking against Eternatus. It's just about survival because the dogs are going to do the big fight. Assault Vessel Slowking. Air Dragoon subscriber on YouTube, thank you very much. Do I have an extra Assault Vest? Yep. Let's go. Eternatus has two super effective moves against Rillaboom, so I'm not going to use Rillaboom. Morpeko just has less defenses than Slowking does. Also, Slowking can actually hit Eternatus super effectively. Well, I put Ice Beam back on. I could super effectively use Stab Psychic. I don't need Ice Beam here. whatever. Alright, let's catch this really scary, dangerous Pokemon in a Pokeball. Like, I know some people like to do challenges where they try to catch legendary Pokemon only in Pokeballs. You're the unbeatable champion. Surely you have Ultra Balls, right? This is not a Pokemon that you just want to add to your team that you think is cool if it's in a Pokeball for some reason. This is a danger thing. If you don't have a Master Ball, you don't have a Master Ball. But throw an Ultra Ball at least. I would assume you have at least one. Dead Pokeball. Roar! Coming for you. Phase 1. Let's go, Clara. Don't know what Jim Ross's voice is like, so I can't really say it like him. I will know who Jim, like, if you say, oh, this version's Jim Ross, and you let me hear the voice, I'm like, oh yeah, I've probably heard it before. I definitely know of the name, but I can't, don't know him well enough to be able to tell you, oh yeah, that. Oh my god, that's the darkest dragon in the world, Pokemon battle. Damage, that's a big damage, your Assault Vest really helps me there. Psychic. Depth 3. Special moves. The only physical move is Cross Poison. So that's the only move that I don't have extra resistances against by the Assault Vest. However, I resist that one more because I'm also a Poison type. Eternatus! Mode change to... Number 890, Giant Purple Hand. Phase 2. Wabby. Do boosts I get in this fight go into the next one? Because I can't hit the guy. Oh yeah, I have a Sulfus, I can't even ask as well. Okay, doesn't matter. Actually, I want... My moves don't do anything. If I could, I would have used hit double so that he would have just have another Pokemon. Can I hit him? I don't think I can even use it. Oh my god, oh yeah, we have the Sword and the Shield. Remember those things that we took that we probably shouldn't have taken, but maybe we just plot? Let's hold them up, because, I don't know, plot might happen. Okay. Dear anime gods, give us the power of plot. We are the main characters, I promise. Hiya! Sashin Zamazenta, we call for you! No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument. And no, neither is horseradish. Bubba Squidward. What? Are dogs an instrument? Nope. Actually, yes, Patrick. Dogs are instruments. Love how the howling was added in here. Say the dog's name and they appear. I believe in Sashin and Zamazenta. Giving all emotions to the sword and the shield. I believe in Joe Hendry, NXT champion. No, this one's still for Roman. Alright, let's actually do some fighting. Just so that maybe I can play a part in this. I still caught Nasty Block and still have Assault Vest for safety. Fine, I'll just use Sidekick. Yeah, but Assault Vest has been on Morpeko pretty much the entire time because they've had 4 damage moves from the start. Eviolite wasn't going to work because they're not on an Evo line. Slowking was Slowking the entire time, had leftovers initially, Black Sludge later. Rillaboom, when they were still a Grookey or Flacky, they had Eviolite. I considered Miracle Seed because of how many boosts it already has, Stab and then Grassy Terrain. On its grass moves, just add another 20%. But I thought, nah, leftovers would be better. Get an extra healing, play it on the same, on the more defensive side, on the safe side. Max Whirlwind is probably their strongest, because that's Stab Dragon Pulse. Do that change stats? No. Alright, doggos, attack! Behemoth Flame! Looks really cool! That's not all. That's even a crit. Let's go. We take those. Behemoth Bash! I like how the shield form comes out as well. The red glow, blue glow. And the eyes, you know, the pupils for a moment. Oh, guys, don't forget explosion. Shit like that. And I'm fierce because my pupils are gone. I don't know if Anti-Suicune or Ragdoll kind of dogs or felines. That's the thing. They have been based on different... Some people call them the legendary dogs. Some people call them the legendary cats. Raikou is based, to my knowledge, on a saber-toothed tiger, therefore it's a cat. Entei is much more of a dog, and Suicune I don't remember exactly what it's based on. I just call them the legendary beasts, or the beast trio, because that is, I believe, the official term for them as well. They're not all cats, they're not all dogs. One of them, yeah, definitely is the cat, Raikou. One of them looks like probably a dog of some kind, Entei, Suicune, I'm not sure. They're the legendary beasts, so I don't really think about dogs or felines. More Behemoth Bash, and more... Cool guys don't look at explosions. Yes, don't hack me. I'm fine. Also, I know we're gonna win this turn, but I'm gonna Sludge Wave just so I can take out W. If I can still attack, with Zacian probably goes first. Oh, I'm dealing good damage here. Just for the sake of it, I'll get some Sludge Wave. I kinda wanted to do that earlier, but also for safety, because if they keep attacking me, if they keep getting crits, that might be a bad thing. And even though, for the base game, you probably can faint as much as you want, you won't lose. This is basically an unlosable fight. But the Nuzlocke can still have a Pokemon die. Oh, let's catch a turn on this. I love you! Love go! I love you so much that after this finale, I'm gonna delete you forever, because I already have an Eternatus. My first Gala playthrough, Sword Link. The Dragon Ball split up again. Hi Zacian, Zamazenta. Oh my god, it's sunlight. No more Go blind! I like that they added that little bit of dialogue to say that at least Rose turns something. So yeah, about that Eternatus is going to be in Pokemon Home and not going to be transferred to any Pokemon game because duplicates. They're not even going to go to Pokemon Home. I'm just literally going to press the release button after the finale. Actually, legally speaking, I should do it right now. The moment I have control of my character again. And I will. I'll just save the game just in case I delete the wrong one first. Pokemon. Boxes. I like my Cupcake. Look, this is Cupcake. Level 100. Used it in post-game before in Crown Tundra. It's in a Dream Ball. Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Dynamax Cannon. Cool Pokemon. This one's lame. Bye! I'm not gonna tell anyone that I released you. Because that's not plot relevant. At all. Alright, let's change the things that we need to change. No. The right buttons, okay. Open bag. Black sludge back on. That 2 black sludges? Well, maybe because I reordered them, it doesn't matter. It wasn't again, but I do have 2 black sludges, okay. Black sludge back on. And surf back on, I believe? Yeah. Surf because of Cinderace and Charizard in case they use Slowking against them. Any other notes I had? Yeah, it's try to set up Dracloak against Seismitoad is one of my notes. That's only if Seismitoad comes out early, and I don't think that will work with the ordering that I've planned. There is Hot Cold Gets Air Balloon question mark. Because our dear pal Leon, I'm just going to look at his Pokemon, because he can be spooky. Haxorus has Poison Jab, Iron Tail, Outrage, Earthquake. Clara, weak to Earthquake. Peko-chan, weak to Earthquake. Tempo, weak to Poison Jab. Bree, weak to Outrage. Hot Gold, really weak to Earthquake. Actor is just weak, but also weak to both Poison Jab and Iron Tail. They all have a weakness to Haxorus. Haxorus is fast. Haxorus is real strong. Poison Jab is their weakest move. Tempo is pretty good on HP and defenses. Not amazing, but pretty good. If I can manage to set up multiple Swords Dances pre-Haxorus, I might keep using Tempo. However, if I use Tempo against Aegislash, they're going to send out Cinderace second. They're bound to. Although, how confident do I feel that Bree can fight Cinderace? Dracloak, 68 base HP, 50 base defense, but I do have Eviolite. Cinderace, I think it's just a... It's a Blaze Cinderace. 116 base attack, though. And they have 110 power acrobatics. Do I risk setting up a Dragon Dance with Bree? Bree, after one Dragons, will be faster. I can dive, try to take him out with that. I can try and heal. I will have Grassy Terrain probably active from Rillaboom. What other way do I have to deal with both Charizard and Cinderace? What would be the optimal way? If we could just go one by one for each Pokemon. Aegislash is the lead. Tempo, I'd say, is the best Pokemon. Because Peko-chan is weak to Sacred Sword. Tempo, set up Swords Dances to avoid King Shield, and then a turn after they've used King Shield, attack with high horsepower. Dragapult, I probably want to use Peko-chan for. Although, if Bree has Dragon Dances active, I can Outrage or just go max Wormwind if I Dynamax, if it's late enough in the fight. Haxorus is the scary one because they can super effectively hit anyone as long as they don't crit. Maybe Tempo survives one turn. Let's see, Drum Beating, Grassy Light, they get the stab boost. Actually, let's think. High horsepower, power 95. Grassy Glide, which I might want to use to go before Haxorus. What's Haxorus' speed? Base speed. I do have some levels on it. Base speed 97. Rillaboom was 80 or something? 85. Yeah, probably they're faster. Especially on a champion fight. 7 level difference. Let's see, 70 power Grassy Glide. Same type attack bonus to go to 105 power. Grassy Terrain, I believe, after Gen 7 was 1.3 times multiplier. Gen 8 onwards, boost by 30% instead of 50, yeah. So 1.3 times 10.5, 31.5. I don't know how they will count that half one. So that's 136.5 power. But then half because they're dragon. Which is 78.25. Which is lower than a 95 high horsepower. That's just mainly what I was checking. If I do the same thing with Drum Beating, 10 higher to start, 80 becomes 120. 3 times 12 added, add 36, 156. Which half to 78. No, it's still, actually, it said 78 before. Huh? Oh, 68, not 78. Yeah, it's still high horsepower is going to be better than either Drum Beating or Grassy Glide. Do I have another move that I can learn with Rillaboom that might be better here? With high horsepower, if that misses that 5%. I'd love to use Earthquake, but that's weaker, like that's half power under Grassy Terrain. Let's just get out of this, have more music. Physical. I'm not gonna Acrobatic because I want my healing. That's weaker. Anything I can super effectively hit a dragon with. I don't expect you learn dragon move. No. It's about the order that they send them out in. It's hard to prepare for. Seismitoad is easy. Seismitoad is Rillaboom. However, Seismitoad's base attack is 95. Although they do have Stab on Earthquake. I was comparing what Seismitoad's damage would be against Dracloak. Earthquake would still do big damage. Wait, what ability is on Dracloak? Clear Body. On Tempo, Hunger Fist. On Tempo's been kind of nice. Not just from Confused, it's pretty sure it prevents Intimidate as well. Steam Engine would be cool. Hot Cold would be the best against Cinderace, actually. The question is, do I set up Dracloak against Seismitoad? Do I dare? Liquidation's resisted. Drain Punch doesn't work. Earthquake, even off their attacks that, man. Dracloak's defenses aren't that great. So it's risky. The question is, can I survive 2 Earthquakes? Is that something I'm willing to even attempt? And can I survive Earthquake crit? That's also a thing. Because if I can survive 2 regulars, doesn't mean that the crit can't take me on the second one. I think I just need Tempo for Haxorus. Hopefully with the Sword Stance set up. I start Aegis Slash Tempo. Charizard always comes last, so then they're about to send in Cinderace. I would send in Hot Cold. Hot Cold beats Cinderace. Seismitoad has 2 stab 4 times super effective moves, and then Seismitoad is 3rd. Which is where I would set up Bree. If I feel safe enough. It would be amazing against Dragapult and Haxorus. If I can do that. If not, if I don't feel confident, we do Tempo. Because that's a really easy one. In case that happens, I want to set up, actually, Iron Defenses with Hot Cold against Cinderace to intentionally draw out the turns of Grassy Terrain, so that when I send Tempo in against Seismitoad, it would reset up Grassy Terrain, so I have more healing. Against Seismitoad, I will then probably set up Sword Sense one time. That will probably be good. Set up Sword Sense one time, because they're going to not deal much damage. The best they can do is just either Drain Punch or not very effective Earthquake. They could Toxic me, which could be bad in the long run. But with a boost, would they then send in Haxorus or Dragapult? They both resist Grass. They both have a super effective move. I want to see Haxorus after that. If it's Dragapult, I might feel the need to Dynamax at that point. To safely take them out with slightly higher power, more survivability. Also because Dragapult's fast. Take out Haxorus the same way with that Sword Stance boost. Which means hopefully if I one-shot both, hopefully I have 1 turn left against Charizard. With a Rillaboom. Yeah, let's see, they have G-Max Wildfire off of Fire Blast. What's the power on that? 140. But yeah, Stab, super effective. I think Hot Cold would be really good against Charizard. It takes the max Rockfall. Special move? What's a special defense on Hot Cold? But I can just hit them once with the Rock Slide and then we might be good. I resist their stat moves. Yeah. Keep Eviolite. I think just keep what we have. Yep. Alright, checking the moves. Everything looking good. Yep. That's a backup. 3 probably won't be used with the current planning. I just wish I could know, without using any calculators, how much damage either Earthquake from Seismitoad or Acrobatics from Cinderace would deal. Because I'd really like to use Bree's setup with Dragon Dance. I've done that like with 1 Dragon Dance in a fight relatively late on in the game. But only late on because then they could even learn these moves. You have Focus Sash, those 2. Yeah, that's what I want to play with. This is what we're doing. Off to the stadium. Hi Taco, welcome to the stream. Welcome to my Foreverlocke finale, where we are about to fight the champion. Oh, look at everyone cheering for me. What's up, everybody? I'll do my best. What's up? Let's fight. That first speech from Leon before Rose interrupted was really good, and it's a completely separate speech now. Partially related to the events that just transpired. And some other just motivation stuff. I really like it. This time he walks up instead of already standing there. I like that slow, that wait. Alright. We've selected our lead Pokemon. We're going in for this. No backing out now. We've got 6 more Hall of Famers. This is probably one of the scarier champion fights. I don't think I've lost a Pokemon to him yet, although it's been really close multiple occasions. Pretty sure first time was Dottler versus Haxorus in a Stallfest with Reflects and setting up stuff and only very small damage that I could do with it. But it was the best I could do. Come on, Catalina, let's make this a final match that'll go down in Galar's history. No. A match that'll change Galar forever. We're gonna have an absolutely champion time! Leon, going down, buddy. There's no Hall of Fame music, because there's no Hall of Fame, but the Hall of Fame music is in this theme, partially. Part of why I like this theme, probably. It's my favorite champion theme, probably, but it's cool. So we start with the Hall of Fame theme. We want to do this to the champion to get the crowd fired up. Alright, let's go. Monkey see, monkey do, monkey gonna do you too. Came up with that on the spot, pretty proud of myself. What's that? They don't King Shield. Makes sense because they were already defending. Shadow Ball Flash Cannon. Just don't drop my special defense. Just don't drop my special. That's more damage than I would have liked to see. I'm kind of scared. Because that on a crit might take me out. I'm really happy there's no special defense now. I think they'll King Shield. So I can safely... If they King Shield, I really want to Sword Stance, because then I'll just keep healing. I could heal if they King Shield. I'm going in here with double attack. Yeah, that's fine. Because I'm going to switch after the first Sunrise anyway. I only need to keep the boost after Seismic. Play it safe. I need to take the risk here. I do King Shield. Sword Stance would have been the right choice. But the thing is, it fails so they can use it again. Which means I don't feel confident using high horsepower. Don't use it. So we're going to repeat the process. Actually, King Shield, does that lower defenses? My special defense thing. King Shield, if I attack insert with the contact move. Attack stat is lowered. Generation 6 and 7, 2 stages. Generation 8, only 1 stage. And I'm 40 plus 4. The thing is, I don't want to attack him. Because then I don't go into whatever comes after with more HP. I'll take the heal. They're gonna King Shield. Go Shield form. Shield stance. Fail. They could use it again. At this point, I was fine. Connect. That is good. I can risk it here. I can Dragon Ball Hackers. I might just have to switch. Dragon Ball feels kind of levitating, but it doesn't have levitate. It's not a flying type, so I can hit it with the ground. Bree levels up. Bree needs to not evolve after this. Or they got rid of the grassy terrain. Here comes Cinderace, who, as even Leon will have found out, its move pool isn't that good. Especially if you just go by level up TMTR. Acrobatics could be cool. Pyro Ball, yeah, great. Leon just a feint and quick attack. On an already fast Pokemon, quick attack doesn't need to use so much. And feint, I guess if I use protect, if they predict it. They don't do much else. Like, they might have double kick. Low sweep. That could have been a nice move instead of maybe feint or quick attack. Bounce could be a thing instead of acrobatics. But acrobatics here is better because better accuracy and they don't have movement. Pyro Ball will damage me, but I resist it even more. Also, that I boost my speed. Don't get caught up in a critical hit. Focus on what you're gonna do next. Yeah. How much damage did that do in a crit? 28, and that is their strongest move against my Pokemon. It deals 28 damage on a crit. Actually, I don't need to Iron Defense here at all. Because I can just win from here. However, I still am. Because this is a very safe point. A very safe fight, as I call it. I can use this to heal everyone else if others were damaged. Similarly, I can now set this up, heal myself back up, take even less damage than I did from the first crit acrobatics, and then take as much HP as possible on Hot Call into whatever fight I might use it against. Might use it in later, like against Charmander. Because maybe having 7 damage on me instead of 28 damage on me might be the difference in them using Max Rockfall creating me with Charizard. 5 damage. Yeah, that's not a lot. They will be able to attack again. And I hopefully hit Rock Slide. Go. Doesn't even break now. I'm just gonna do again what I just said. It is for very minor damage, but I prefer going into charge over 214 HP compared to 209 HP. I guess I could have seen this. Knowing now, though, that Rock Slide can miss and it doesn't even KO him, but I do have a bunch of boosts in my defense. Let's see what Body Press does. Because that I have a 1.5 times multiplier on Docs to do the stab. Becomes 3 with super effective. This is a 4 times due to Iron Defense. This should get out. Yeah, should have used Body Press. And now we get 4 damage. Even better than before. Hot Roll really high. Haxor is next. What? Not Seismitoad? Oh shit. Okay. You know what? I just set up 3 Iron Defenses. As long as Leon does not hit the 1 in 16 chance of a critical hit, they Earthquake me. I take a good amount of damage, but I Body Press them back and it should be okay. Just to be said, I'll compare Cinderace's defenses to Haxor's. Cinderace 80 HP, 75 defense. Pretty good. Haxor's 7690. So, about the same, I'd say. What other options do I have that would be good now? Without any boosts? I don't feel comfortable using Tempo and Tempo. After has that Stab Dazzling Gleam? Wonder if that's enough. Actually, just to check. Special defense on Haxor's is 70. What about Dragon Ball? 75, 88. I can't believe I'm even considering this. Special attack of Mime Jr. is 70. Would Stab Dazzling be enough to one-shot a Haxorus? No, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna play the risk on... It's gonna be a risk no matter what. I'm gonna take the risk on the crit. Here. As long as they don't crit me, we're good. I should one-shot with Body Defense. However, that does mean even with Eviolite and Iron Defense up, I will have taken Earthquake damage that I take into Charizard. Unless I heal it when probably really big. Don't crit! Now we have 6 Hall of Famers? Don't crit. Yep, okay. Give me the damage. Yeah, I know, your brother told me. You taught him Mo. Body press. Now you're gonna send in Seismic Toad, right? Because that thing has 4 times super effective stab move. There's Seismic Toad. Yeah, now we spawn. Grassy Terrain back up, and Leftovers active. Charizard's last of Dragon Punch comes after this. What is my priority? Swords Dancing? Or healing? No, I'll go Swords Dance first. Then heal Cargo. Order shouldn't matter because they don't have a super effective poison. They just have Toxic. I just hope they try to do minor damage to something like Drain Punch or something. Toxic would be the worst. Drain Punch is fine because it's going to do limited damage, and I have both Grassy Terrain and Lefty's healing. So this is great. If they want to just keep doing that, I can keep setting up. And I'm going to be even safer against Grass. Thing is, I will be G-maxed once Charizard comes out, but I think... do I... yeah, to take a Dragapult... actually, they have Flamethrower as their best move, but... Haxorus was a lot scarier. Dragapult... 100 special attack. Could I, from full health, survive the Flamethrower? And just go normal, like regular hit, high horsepower? Risk that, but then have Dynamax Oracle to finish the fight. Because otherwise I'm doing regular Coracle against a Max Rockfall. Let's see what the Max Rockfall power would be, coming off the Ancient Power. It's not that high. Under 10 still. Special move off of Charizard. It heals all good, right? Yeah, so we focus on this. Do I want any healing to be active? From here, I would max circuit. If I do it regularly, I won't. I'll full restore the poison license. Okay, if I have 3 Sword Stances, though, would the Grassy Glide be enough? Although, no. Actually, Sword Stance turn 1, heal, Sword Stance turn 2. To even have Grassy Terrain active against Dragapult, I need to KO Seismic Toad now. And I'm not doing that when I'm poisoned. Sword Dance now. Full restore. Do I risk the high horsepower? I can miss. And they for sure will go first because the Dragon Ball is super speedy. I will... actually, I should go into Dragon Ball with maximum HP. They heal here. They do some damage. Actually, Grassy Time runs out and doesn't actually give me the heal at the end of the turn. It'll be higher to be not full. But I still have 2 turns of lefties to deal with. It would have been really sucked if Leon switched here to Charizard. Like some of the other champions have done in Canberra. They were like, no, Charizard's the last Pokemon. I don't like that about Gen 7 and 8. The big Pokemon's always last. The Dynamax Pokemon or the Terra Pokemon. Not a fan. Alright, regular drum beating. I think for the safety of Powerful against Charizard, which I believe... Charizard doesn't have Max Split. Max Rockfall is the best move against Powerful. What is your special? AP 240 Harsh, Mr. 125. I think for the safety of Coracle, I'm gonna go for it with them. Earthquake here would have been real nice, because extra accuracy. Especially. I didn't know this is how it would have turned out. Survive the flank round. Big? Okay, crit wouldn't be beating that second now. That's just under half. The high roll minus at half. We would find from the crit, Dragapult down. Okay. That's looking very good. Very, very good. One more. And I think, just like in our very first Galar playthrough, Pokemon Sword playthrough 13, we are about to use a Fire Rock type to show the unbeatable champions Giga Charizard what a true Max Rockfall looks like. In that first playthrough, I started with a Score Buddy, but it died in the wild area before I even got to the first gym. I replaced it with a Roly-Poly, that eventually became my Colossal, that I still had on the team right here. Dynamax, Max Rockfall. I believe I have 6 new Hall of Famers. The animation first and they go first. What's happening is Colossal as well. But I have really good defenses. I have EV limit. Although my special defense is a bit lower and I have information lower as well. Good enough defenses plus EV limit should allow me to tank it. And I have double the HP now. Dyna Cole! Let's go! All 4 of the main battlers throughout this finale have all Dynamax at least once. Let's go! 2 fire types fighting each other, both using super effective rock moves. There's Max Rockfall number 1. Let's survive this. Under 10 power, super effective. Oh, it blows. Hot Cold. Show this guy what true Max Rockfall looks like. 6 new Hall of Famers. Let's go. That's how we do it. A bit of a scary fight. Thought about a few different things. I had to take a little risk. Really happy, especially against a Charizard, that Actus didn't crit the Earthquake, because then we wouldn't have had this option against Charizard. What would I have done at that point? Max Lightning with Actor? I honestly don't know. I could have stalled out the Gigantamax and tried something else. Tempted Nemo can barely hit the thing. The ground and grass. At that point, I probably would use Breathe, I think. If I didn't have Coracle, I might have used Breathe, Dynamaxed. The Sumac was able to get past Haxorus, because that would have also been a problem. But, yeah, maybe Breathe, Water, Dynamax move. After gets a level 69, Clara almost 71, no quite. You know what else I just realized? Before I started this loop through the generations, my record, negative record of amount of runs in a row, playthroughs in a row in the Foreverlocke with a death was 6, and I really didn't like that. And I got to 5, and then equaled it at 6. And then in Gen 7, in the finale, I got a death and went to 7. 7 runs in a row with a death. I really didn't want to make it 8. I never want to have any deaths. For the first time since Pokemon Violet, 8 playthroughs to go. That's a deathless Foreverlocke run. We don't get a cool Hall of Fame theme, but I guess this girl, Hall of Fame, Bree. Congratulations. I really don't like that there's no cool Hall of Fame screen. Even if there is no Hall of Fame, like, location. Even Gen 7 didn't have a Hall of Fame location, but it had the league, so therefore they gave the Hall of Fame sequence. They don't have that here. I don't like it. Give me Hall of Fame sequence. They don't have it in Gen 9 either, because the league isn't the end. Oh. You finished it off. You also want to evolve now? You want to become a Colossal? No. Stay a Carkle. You need to be a Carkle for Hall of Fame. I already have a Colossal there. Congratulations, Catalina. You've beaten even the unbeatable champion, making you the new champion of the region. You've become my first-rate trainer, alright. I offer you my heartfelt congratulations. And now that you've grown so strong, perhaps it's time I started looking ahead myself. It's time we adults started working on improving the here and now, for the sake of all that's to come. And you, Catalina, what you ought to do now is believe in yourself and your partner Pokemon, and keep on blasting ahead in order to create that bright future we all hope to see. I like how the bee put on his jacket again. A new legend born right before your eyes. Your champion, Catalina. That's how we do it. Bet you can't wait to see what kind of future a kid with this kind of strength might bring about. I sure can't. Let's watch and see what she can do. Yeah! Hall of Fame. While the credits roll, let's quickly look at our team, even though the levels won't be correct anymore. Tempo, the Rillaboom. Pekka-chan, our little hamster, Morpeko. Clara, the Slowking, the Galarian Slowking. Bree, the Dracloak, from being caught 8 playthroughs ago, the last time I haven't had a deathless run. You're in the Hall of Fame, Bree, congratulations. Hot Cold, the Carkol, made it in. Its typing, its defenses were very important in some of the fights. And very much against the champion as well. Actor didn't get to do much, but we did use him. We did use her in the Slumbering Wheels. I just realized only one of my Pokemon is a boy. Here's where I started. The rest is all girls. I like to imagine that that's my Rillaboom, even though it's not. It's totally my Rillaboom. I want to respect all the developers and everyone and let the credits roll. We're going to listen to that. So, I mentioned it earlier at the start of the finale. I'm not immediately going to start the next playthrough because I have some post-game stuff to do. I want to catch Milcery now that I have Fog unlocked in the wild area. Do the 5-star raid for a Galarian Rapidash, which I can also all do with my post-game team with my level 100 Eternatus and Gallade, and be a lot safer than with my high 60s, my now low 70s Pokemon. I will also go to the Crown Tundra, which I would have liked to do a bit earlier, but at the very start you fight Peony with 2 around level 70 Pokemon. I think it's Aggron and Copperage or something like that. kind of scary if I just want to do a deathless run. I might do some Dynamax adventures, get some Dynite ore, get some cool stuff. I want to hopefully find an Acrossmile one and beat it with rentals, so that my Pokemon are safe. Because that gives you just a ability patch as a reward, and otherwise I just save up for it with a lot of Dynite ore, but there's Dynite ore to use for it. And then I will be doing the Reggie quest. Catch Regiseal, catch Regice, catch Regirock. I don't need them. I already have them in Gen 4 waiting. But I need to catch and then have them in my party to unlock the final Reggie, which is either Regidrago or Regieleki, my choice. Last time in Shield, the only time I've done Shield so far, catching the Reggie was difficult enough, and then I got the Reggie, and then I chose Regidrago, which I haven't used yet, because it's a high level. So that'll be far into the future, probably. Regieleki is still to be caught. Let me take a look. What other Pokemon do I need for Gen 8? It's, yeah, Milcery I'm gonna catch. The Galarian Rapidash. Regieleki. Then next time in Sword, I'll be able to catch the Sinistea that still remains in Glimwood Tangle. I catch Stonejourner wherever it appears, I don't remember. I will be able to. I should be able to catch both a Galarian Darumaka and Darmanitan, although catch 2 Darumaka slot one of them as Darmanitan in the next Sword playthrough, which would then only leave Galarian Corsola, which I believe I could still technically get from a 3-star raid, but it's in the rare pool, so that's going to take so many wishing stars. I'm not going to bother waiting for that. So after the 3 captures that I still want to do this playthrough, I'll be very close to completing Gen 8. And then for starters, Thwackey still remains, the only one out of the grass starters. I still have the entire fire line to do. I don't think I've Hall of Fame Wooloo yet. Have I? Nope, I've Hall of Fame Double. I think that was a Shield team. That was Inteleon, Pincurchin, Double. Yeah, it's the entire fire line, and then I still have Sobble and Drizzle. Alright, time for the one screenshot chance. For the one good screenshot. I think I was just in time before the logo appeared. Yeah! Probably the best we can do. This could be a pretty good shot too if they zoom out fully. I want to see all of them. You can't see Carco well enough anymore. I'll take the screenshot. Like I've taken it. And so it is Wednesday now, and normally the Foreverlocke stream is always on Wednesday and then occasionally on another day. Just because the Switch stream setup is kind of awkward and difficult. I'm not going to stream anything of the post-game for Shield. What I'd like you to take the next few days just to finish up Shield, do the post-game captures I just mentioned, start up Scarlet by myself, and then next week, Wednesday, play Scarlet on stream wherever I am at that point. Probably won't be too many badges in. Because I'm going to do some crazy things. I'll preview that but just real quick for that stream. What I'd normally do is, because I want the Nemona rival fights are before the 3rd gym fight, after the 5th one, and before the 7th one. You can't have them all in the same gym, but you can have them in 2 different gyms. I like to put that fight in different gyms every playthrough. And many loops through the generations ago, I decided which order I want for whichever Gen 9 playthrough I do. The 2nd gym, the grass gym, is going to be my 3rd and 7th gym. And then Alfrenata, the psychic one, is going to be my 5th one. Actually, no, that's incorrect. I am going to do... No. The water one is my 3rd one. My 3rd one. I'm not actually going to fight the water one. I'll just go to it, do the Nemona fight there, and then do the actual third gym. The gym fires Medalu, so that actually works out. However, the Titans... you need to beat one of 2 specific Titans to even get to Tatsugiri. So that's the last one I'm going to do. Out of the other 4, all except Bombardier have 2 phases that you can save in between of and even leave. So what I'll do is I'll get to Cloth, do the first phase, leave. Skip Bombardier. Eventually get to Earthworm, do the first phase, leave. When I'm much later on, when I'm good level, fight Great Tusk phase 1, leave. Similarly, Team Star bases. I just want to do all that in succession. Do the fight at the door, leave. Go to the next one, do the fight at the door, leave. Not do any of the raids. I want to do some crazy stuff. Because the water gym has to be my 7th one. I need to skip that one. Medali will be my 5th gym, which means the Ghost gym is my 4th. Then my actual 7th gym is going to be Psychic. No, that's going to be the one I fight 6th. Then do Water, then do Ice. I still have those waiting. I'll have beaten all of the gyms in a really weird order before I fight any Team Star bases or any Phase 2 Titan. I've beaten all those gyms. I then I level up to get to what I need to for Tatsugiri or Eri. Fight all the Titans in a row. Just bam, 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 bam. Fight all the base in a row. Bam, 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 bam. I think that'll be really cool. Like, and do that section when I do them all in a row. Probably I want to record that, even if it's not on a stream day, just as like a highlight video. I think that'd be cool. Yeah. Okay, so that's a preview for what people that just watch the YouTube videos aren't actually going to see. Because that's not going to be in the VOD probably. Although, I did just come up with some highlight videos. Hi Gortug, nice to see you. Hi Bree! Did you see much of the finale? I see you just joined the chat. I haven't updated you on how it ended. I was just talking about what I'm going to do next playthrough, what I'm going to do in the DLC. Which, I don't want to spoil things too much about how scary it was or how scary it wasn't. And how much Bree might have or might have not been involved. I can give you the results now and tell you how it went. And how Bree was used or not used. Or I send you the VOD link in a few hours, like on YouTube, or you just watch the VOD after. Just to avoid spoilers. Which one would you like? I'm gonna see Nemo in the Poké Center, which I don't think of the Poké Center there's anything. Bree's along for the ride. Just tell you. Bree, as in the Pokemon Bree, was in the end along for the ride. I did not use Bree in any of the trainer battles, nor against Eternatus. She was a backup for a few fights with either Flamethrower or Dive or Phantom Force and Outrage. Depending on the fight, I was not confident enough to use her with Dragon Dance. I wasn't confident that she could live either Acrobatics from the Cinderace from Leon or Seismitoad's Earthquake well enough, especially with the potential crit, that I thought, oh yeah, I'll Dragon Dance once and then just one-shot them. Wasn't confident enough in that, so I ended up using a different strategy. Knowing that I might not use her against Leon, in the little subsection in the middle of the finale, you have to go through the Slumbering Weald and just fight some wild Pokemon along the way. I did use my Mam Jr. and Dracloak there, just to have used them a little bit. But Bree is happy to be in the party. Bree did try to evolve a couple of times. Same with my Carkol. Yeah, they wanted to evolve a couple of times. I said no. Because I have to get a different Dragapult in the Hall of Fame. I think we just got our Master Ball, which I can use in the post game. We'll catch a Regieleki with it. How many Master Balls do I have? Probably nothing. Except the one that I just got. Yeah, so I still need to catch Regirock, Regice, and Registeel in not Master Balls. Or I could catch one of them in the Master Ball, but that then means I can't catch Regieleki in the Master Ball. Because whichever one I guess I'm more scared of, I throw the Master Ball at. I have so much money. I'll buy a bunch of Dusk and Timer balls, I think. And figure out how I want to do that. Because I have some level 100s, high levels in the box. I'm going to use Cupcake. I'm going to use Alphamon. I could switch teach Alphamon False Swipe for the duration of those battles against the Regis, although Steel and Rock do resist it with extra high defense. I could do that for like bringing them to 1 HP, assuming they don't have a healing move. I'd have to check. And probably Reaper for some extra, like, take hits well, and then, I don't know. I have Gib as level 100. I think I've used Gib in the Scarlet DLC before, when we had to do, yeah, the Indigo Disc DLC with the really difficult fights. To get Petrunt, to get Terapagos. I really hope none of those die, because then I have to do that DLC again. Yeah, that is something I'll figure out for myself. One final view at our Hall of Famers. 6 new ones. We were deathless in the playthrough. Not just 6 Hall of Famers. Deathless for the first time in 8 runs. That's great. We have Actor, our Mime Jr. Mime Jr. is a 2x in the Hall of Fame. Hot Coal, our highest level. Really nice against the Charizard at the end. Proved that both Carkle and Colossal can hit that Charizard so hard with the Max Rock Ball. Do it much better than Charizard ever can. Wonder if I'll do that again if I use Roly-Poly. Will the team end up having Roly-Poly as the best option against Charizard, or will I have a Water Pokemon? Although, in then, they do have Wild Overgrowth, so... And Max Overgrowth. Bree. Phantom Force, Outrage, Dive, and Dragon Dance. Little Dreepy on the head. Hall of Fame. Congratulations. Nice level. Flower at level 70. Ended up changing the moveset a lot. Was useful across. I think he used his Dynamax in 2 fights. Our little hamster friend. Mostly used against Nessa. No, used for a decent bit against Nessa. Used for the entire fight against Alistair. It was on the team for a good portion because of Alistair being in Pokemon Shield. And me wanting more Dark Resistances. And Ghost Resistances. And since there's a Ghost Gym, you have to fight twice. Yeah, Peko-chan was great. Little hamster friend. And then Tempo. Our drumming master. Got to play in the credits. 6 Hall of Famers. Deathless run. I'm gonna do some post-game in my own time. Next time I see you for the Foreverlocke, like for stream, I'll be potentially streaming tomorrow probably. I'm gonna try the My Voice Zoo game that I think released somewhat recently. Where you just take care of some zoo animals, but you voice all the characters, like all the animals. So it seems like a silly, fun game. It costs like €3. I want to play that. I'm going to probably play that on stream tomorrow, late afternoon, maybe in the evening. For the Foreverlocke, next time you see me is next week, Wednesday. Wherever I am at that point in Pokemon Scarlet, which I will expect to have done at that point. If I feel really motivated and play it a lot, and I've gotten through most of the game, and I'm ready for doing all the Titans and all the star bases, that would be cool. I don't expect I'll be there yet, but it will be cool. We'll see if I'm there, and otherwise I might stream for a second time later in the week to do that exact thing. Or at least record them. You will for sure see them on YouTube, that's a promise. For now, I'm gonna end it here. Make sure you always remember that you, right there, you are worth it. Thunder Wave.